Good morning. Today is Monday, April 20th, and yes, we are still in quarantine. This quarantine is beginning to run a little long, and we are getting very restless out there. I myself am included. I tend to be a recluse most of the time, but yeah, I am getting pretty tired of the quarantine. I find there's a lot of ups and downs and ins and outs that go through it. Some minutes that you can really be enjoying yourself and having all this extra time to read your books and go within and meditate and do all those practices that you want to do. And other times you feel depressed, wondering what's going to be next, wondering why certain people haven't contacted you or why you're not the lack of human connection is starting to wear thin. Feeling like people don't care. Many of us are feeling like people don't care about us, which is a good reminder to try and reach out. I remember one time I was asking questions on a panel to a very successful group of people, business people, and they had been just doing a whole weekend of presentations, and they were such busy people. They had so much on their plate and they accomplished so much. And I asked them, like, how do you keep in touch with your personal life, or do you not even have one anymore? And one of the gentlemen on the board said that he makes a point every single day to phone one different person. So every day he's a different person from his life, and he has a personal phone call with them. And as quarantine is moving on, that has come back to me, and that is probably very good advice for everybody right now. Make sure you take 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe, every single day, and contact one person you have not spoken to over the last month. And you think about that. If you do that, most months, the average is 30 days. That would mean that in a 1 month period, you talk to 30 people. 30 people, one-to-one, on a phone call. On top of your business connections and your normal day-to-day and spouses and in your normal walk and travel. This is people that you want to connect with on a more personal level. And if we all did that, I think we'd start to feel a little bit more connected and a little bit, and maybe we'd reach a few people. Some people, yeah, that's just like high school. Some people's phone's going to ring off the hook. Other people is going to be not so much, right? And there's a good note on that. We have, in the beginning of all this quarantine, there was a lot of focus on, and introverts. We were all so happy to be home. Now the whole rest of the world is joining our world, and a lot of us, our lives did not change much, right? We were already introverts. And a lot of the talk out there was check on your extroverts. They're not okay, right? The extroverts are kind of finding their groove a little bit. But the introverts are getting lost, because as much as people can be introverts and they don't go out and they don't see the world, they still need human connection. They still need compassion. They still need somebody to care. So maybe think about an introvert in your life. And introverts are very thoughtful people, often very thoughtful people. They have a lot of ideas going in their head, and they can be very interesting conversations. So maybe to call a different person every day of the month, maybe once in a while, every other day or every 4 or 5 days, call an introvert. Check in with them, because, this is going on long, and maybe some of them aren't okay. Some of them introverts can often get their social contact from going out in the world and just going a little shopping or going the little bits. Then you only see them maybe once every couple months. But you're an introvert, that's a lot. And we've been in quarantine for, I don't even know how many days it's been, but I know it's gone well into weeks, and I think we're stretching into months, right? This started at the beginning of March, and we're at the end of April. That's a long time for people, even introverts, to be locked up in their houses. So reach out, make those phone calls. And a phone call is way different than an email. Okay? An email, a text message, or a Facebook message, Instagram message, a tag, those type of things, they're great. They're absolutely great, but they're not human contact. We need phone calls, videos, FaceTime, any kind of FaceTime, Zoom, those type of things. You need to make those on a personal note, okay? On a very personal basis, and reach out to them, because that's the connection. Right? You may say, oh, my introvert's on my email list. Oh, I sent them a text message the other day. They're fine. You know what? They're not. Because that's not the same. It's not the same. Think about it. Right? So there, anyhow, getting lonely, getting tired of this self-isolation. What else is going on? Keeping our chin up, keeping ourselves happy. The mood swings. Oh my gosh, the mood swings, right? As we go through this, we have times where we maybe we get into the conspiracy theories and we think, oh yay, we're all in the path of enlightenment, this is such a great time in the world and everything. And there's a lot of us out there that are doing that, and that's fantastic. Keep it going, right? It helps keep the hope out there, so it's very, very good. But those same people often have the quieter moments where they sit back and they kind of go, what if none of it's true? What if the mainstream media is reporting the entire story and that there's nothing else to it? And for those of us who like conspiracy theories, or those of us who are spiritualists and we're moving into a fifth dimensional consciousness, when we have those kind of thoughts, they are really, really depressing. There are some people who find the conspiracy theories and the conscious awakening theories and everything to be very irritating. They get irritated by it. But the people that follow those, they need those for the hope in their life, and that they really do believe them. Those same people find the mainstream media really depressing. And they find that the lack of being involved with the conspiracies, actually being in there, doing the arrest, being in contact, maybe the spiritual practice isn't as in depth as we want it to be. Everybody wants to have the divine being. We want Jesus, Buddha, or whoever, Kuan Yin, to come down and sit in the chair beside us and have a one-to-one conversation. We all want that, right? But as spiritualists, we know it doesn't quite work that way. It takes a lot to bring those entities down into this realm. So when we start losing or wavering in our faith in these things, it can be really, really depressing and to bring us down. And, reach out, go within. Remember that those moments are fleeting. They come, they go, and they're part of our growth. But when they come, actually, that's what I wanted to say, is when they do come, those moments where we start questioning our beliefs, questioning our faith in the greater good. When those moments come, pay attention to the feelings that are arising, because they often are revealing deeper hurts, deeper blocks and beliefs that need to be cleared. Right? We all have societal programming, genetic inheritance of beliefs. We all have experiences that have happened to us that have left beliefs about ourselves, beliefs about the world, beliefs about each other, and beliefs about our higher being and our consciousness. It has left us with programs that, are limiting to us, and they're holding us back, and they're causing these emotions. So when we are feeling very on our low swings, when we're frustrated with our isolation, when we're frustrated with the lack of human contact, when we're frustrated with our spiritual practices, Pay attention to where those frustrations and those angers and that sadness, pay attention to where what that is actually telling us, and dig deeper into them and see if it's actually a belief or a program or something that needs to be cleared from your subconscious, that is not serving you anymore. I do believe that we are in a conscious awakening. Whether this particular pandemic is that catalyst, I don't know. When I look at the Schumann resonance, I go, wow, what the earth is really, really active right now. Maybe this is the big bump that's going to knock us over into that fifth dimensional consciousness. Or maybe it's a more gradual thing. I don't really know. Nobody really knows until we experience it. We all get insight. We all get divine guidance on it. And it may be different for each one of us. We don't know. But regardless of whether this moment in time is the catalyst to whatever changes spiritually are happening, the world is changing. That is for sure. The world is going to change. And our fears are what leaves us susceptible to illnesses and mental health, and like ill mental health, right? Dis-ease. That's what causes dis-ease, right? So when we're feeling it, dig in and do the work, right? Figure it out. Figure out where they're coming from, and then release them. And how do we release them? There's lots of techniques. So there are a lot of different ways that you can heal yourself. I have my favorites, and there's many more out there that I haven't tried yet. I am a big fan of Reiki, as many people know. There's a lot of spiritualists that actually attribute their spiritual awakening or a massive transition in their lives to the Reiki energy when they first got attuned to it, or through one of the other levels of development. For myself, my master training, the first time I did the masters was a huge shift for me. Level 1 definitely helped me in my life, but the masters was phenomenal. I also do a lot of work in the Akashic records. Very, very powerful. You can remove a lot of past karma, unjustified karma, break connections, break cords. You can realign ourselves away from patterns of behavior that have not been serving us. We can actually move into aligning with our soul self. We can remove all the beliefs and programs and trapped emotions, all sorts of stuff in the Akashic records. Anyhow, that's one of my favorites. Those are two of my favorites. There's also theta healing, very powerful. I've worked with theta healing as well. Emotional code, that's one of my favorite tools that I grab upon, is emotional code. It's a great one, very quick. And anyhow, there's a ton of them out there. And there's a lot of people out there willing to train you, willing to work with you, one-on-one coaching in this field, transformational coaches, spiritual coaches, life coaches, all that type of stuff. There's a ton of people out there willing to help you, able to help you. There's a lot of free information. Actually, if you go to my website, I started a page on my website, which is all free stuff. And some of it are free videos, and often they lead on to other things. But there's a free training. One of the trainings up there is, I didn't even mention this, and it is so incredibly powerful, and that is heart math. So a few of you have heard me started talking about heart math. I did go on and take my training with them. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal work. I love what they're doing. Heart math, go to my website again under free stuff, and you will see the link to the heart math. You'll see a link to some chakra work, Great Braden's work. If there's a few things in there, Akashic record work. Anyhow, I keep adding to that. If you have some fantastic program that you want to share with me, please send me the message on it. I post it on my Facebook, something like that. That'd be great. Anyhow, reach out there. You're not alone in this. We are a global community. We are here. We may not be in person, but we're pretty close. There's the video, right? We're pretty close to being in person. Anyhow, reach out. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to say good day have a good day. Embrace your life, embrace the joy of life, enjoy your isolation, and subscribe to my channel. Check out my next video. I released an interview last week, and I've got a few more coming this week. I'm just waiting for some information to come back on them, and then they'll be coming up. I am looking for new people to interview, so please, if you've got a message you want to get out there, contact me. I'm looking forward to that. And so subscribe to my channel, share my videos, please. Help me get the word out there. Help me build a community. All right. And then check out my website for free stuff. The links are all below of how to keep in touch with me, and follow me on Facebook. I'm most active there. And I know what I wanted to tell you. Wednesday night, this coming Wednesday, I am doing a Reiki meditation. It'll be a self-healing. It'll be a global healing. It is beautiful. If you don't have to be trained in Reiki. If you know Reiki, then you know that it's a powerful thing. And when numbers come together, it's even more powerful. And if you have never done Reiki before, join in anyhow. We're going to bring in the energy. You'll have your first introductory to it, if you like. You don't have to be trained in Reiki to join us. Just be willing to meditate, right? That's it. So anyhow, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Facebook, check out my free stuff on my website. Enjoy your quarantine. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Bye.